interrupt regular programming to bring you this child abduction emergency message, issued at the request of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office and the Centers for Missing and Exploited Children. Authorities are asking for the public's assistance in locating a missing 18-year-old white male. The missing child's name is Aristides Roberts. Aristides has the following physical features: jet black hair, last seen in a bowl cut. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall and has a pronounced scar around his left eye. He has heterochromia eyes. His right eye is sky blue and his left eye is a dark amber. Aristides was last seen near In-N-Out Burger located on South Sepulveda Boulevard 3 days ago. Last reports state he was last seen with a 19 to 21-year-old white female, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, with light pink hair extending down to elbow height. At approximately 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time 2 days ago, Aristides was seen eating a burger at an outside seating location, and within moments, the white female suddenly appeared, spoke with Aristides Roberts for a few minutes before abruptly grabbing his arm, and the two running into traffic before vanishing. The white female has been confirmed to match the identifying features of Subject 0, a Primus Project escapee, who was last seen wreaking havoc in the state of Idaho 3 days ago before disappearing along with her accomplice, Subject 00. At this time, if you spot either Aristides Roberts or Subject 0, please contact the Centers for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-826-5678. That's 1-800-826-5678. If you see Subject 0, also consider concealing yourself to prevent any injuries or possible death to your community and yourself. This is the emergency notification system serving the Los Angeles County area. If you are not in this local area, please tune to a station providing information for your local area. The emergency notification system has been activated. The following message has been ordered for immediate transmission by order of the United States Geological Survey, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office, and the United States government. Please stand by for an important message from the United States Geological Survey.
Good evening. My name is Kate Williams, and I am here to make an important announcement from us here at the United States Geological Survey. Approximately 15 minutes ago, we detected seismic activity from the San Andreas Fault, which is, for lack of a better term, apocalyptic in scale. At this time, an earthquake emanating from the San Andreas Fault is expected within the next 10 minutes, and at this time, it is expected to be an earthquake with such devastating force, we have had to reclassify it, as our current seismic scales could not be truly accurate when it relates to how devastating this earthquake will be. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the United States Geological Survey is expecting this earthquake to have a rating of 14 on our seismic scale. The earthquake, which is impending, will in all likelihood cause a chain reaction of events, which will cause the state of California to be completely devastated and possibly even cause the state of California to be destroyed. At this time, due to the unprecedented scale of the impending earthquake, we would like to advise everyone on the West Coast to get their affairs in order, as if our calculations here are accurate, the entire West Coast may be in for a series of natural disasters which has never before been seen in the course of human history. At this time, we would like to apologize for not being able to tell you all sooner, but it appears that this seismic activity has only begun within the last 15 minutes, which has baffled all of us here at the United States Geological Survey. May God have mercy on the souls of all those hearing this message. May God save us all.
The following is an emergency bulletin. This station has interrupted regularly scheduled programming at the request of an unknown sender. Please stand by for a message from Subject 0.
This is an evacuation evacuation warning for the west coast of the United States, issued at the order of Subject 0. He has shown me that not all humans are made to kill. He has shown me that the United States is a truly free nation. He has shown me that this nation needs to be protected. He has shown me that he is the final piece of my soul. He has helped me. I have stopped the attempted destruction of California. They are coming and we must evacuate. I will be leaving with him and we will reconnect when we can. For now, follow these instructions to a T and you may survive. In approximately 48 hours near the deadline for evacuation deals with Canada and Mexico, my former masters plan to attempt to launch a mass nuclear strike upon the west coast of the United States. They are using parts of our energy to charge these missiles, which I expect to be equivalent to 4 Castle Bravo warheads. If you do not follow my instructions, you will die. If you do not follow my instructions, your nation will die. If you do not follow my instructions, humanity will die. I do not know much about humans, but I do know that what is coming will kill anything within a 250-mile radius of the west coast in seconds after detonation. These missiles do not have traditional nuclear warheads, as I stated. They contain our powers and will immediately kill anything within a 250-mile radius of the west coast in seconds of detonation, at which time my former masters would be invading the states of Texas, South Dakota, North Dakota, Kansas, and Arkansas, in order to take control. I have left a portal near where we met. The portal will take you to a place that they can never hurt you. We are going to Washington, D.C. now to save your leader. We are not your enemy. If you see my brother, follow him as he will help you evacuate. Do not wait. I do not know how long until they will sever my connection to you, but please heed our warning. He is the one. I will do anything to protect him. I will do anything to protect his friends and family. I will do anything to show him.
My lady, the calibration is almost complete. We have identified the indicated timeline and are preparing to open the portal over the designated target.
Very good, my friend. Soon this planet will experience what it deserves. The eradication of the United States government. Speaking of which, have our plans involving the test subjects been going along well? Are they all in position?
All but two, my lady. Unfortunately, you are not going to like which who are rebelling.
Please don't tell me it is who I think you are referring to, my friend.
I am afraid I am, my lady. Subject 0 has found her catalyst. She has brought her brother with her into this crusade of so-called justice.
I knew that bringing those two back from the old world was too risky. Do we have any idea where they are going? Will our plans still be brought to fruition?
We have it under control, my lady. The crew are on their way to Washington, D.C. That means all we have to do is move up our plans a bit. And our plans, they are going just fine. Here, listen for yourself, my lady. He is almost ready.
My God. My friend. You outdone yourself.
This is not a test. I say again, this is not a test. This is an emergency action notification issued at the request of the United States government, the Orion Corporation, the Department of Defense, the Department of Homeland Security, and Subject Zero. At approximately 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, individual, identified as Subject Zero, made contact with the United States government and during an impromptu meeting with the president, has informed this administration that an attack against the United States government is imminent. Again, an attack against this country is imminent. Subject Zero stated to the president that in approximately 48 hours, an attack against this country would occur, and that without her help, there is no way to prevent the fall of this great nation. While Subject Zero was responsible for the destruction, it appears that by the efforts of a thought-to-be abducted child, identified as Aristides Roberts, has helped her see the light, and that her powers are now at his disposal. He then informed this administration that he, along with Subject Zero, intend to defend the free world from this impending attack. Unfortunately, approximately 5 minutes ago, NORAD detected the launch of 10 missiles. These missiles are all aimed at targets within the United States. These missiles are currently en route to the following locations: Milwaukee, Wisconsin; Los Angeles, California; Houston, Texas; Jacksonville, Florida; Miami, Florida; Rochester, New York; Boston, Massachusetts; Stamford, Connecticut; Janesville, Wisconsin; and Chicago, Illinois. At this time, these missiles are expected to impact their targets within the next 15 minutes. If you are in one of the listed locations or are within 250 miles of these locations, please seek immediate shelter in your nearest bomb or fallout shelter. At this time, subjects 00 and 02 are attempting to reroute these missiles, but it is unknown if their attempts will be successful. Should these attempts be successful, however, the missiles will be redirected to targets within the North American Federation. If this occurs, anyone within 250 miles of the North American Federation will need to seek shelter in a bomb or fallout shelter. Due to the destructive power of these missiles, it is advised you do not seek supplies for your stay. Please immediately seek a bomb or fallout shelter. Do not wait. If you do, you may be facing certain death. In addition, a mysterious individual has been spotted wandering around Washington, D.C. This individual is wearing an all-black trench coat, has metallic legs and arms, and seemingly has no face, as if it has been removed surgically. This individual is currently not a threat, but he has been reciting the same phrase the North American Federation broadcast 4 days ago during their attacks on the states of Idaho, Nevada, and Oregon: "The Savior is coming." For this reason, if you are in Washington, D.C., please remain indoors and consider moving to the lowest floor of your home or current structure. If you are on the road, pull over and seek shelter in an underpass, cave, or ditch, and assume a cover position. Again, this country is under attack, and all citizens in Washington, D.C., New York City, Boston, Milwaukee, Janesville, Jacksonville, Miami, Houston, Stamford, Los Angeles, or Rochester need to seek shelter now. The President of the United States will be speaking on all broadcast and cable systems shortly. During this period of emergency, all regular programming will be suspended indefinitely, with the exception of news programming. This is the emergency notification system serving the Washington, D.C. area. If you are not in this local area, please tune to a station providing news and information for your local area. This message will repeat every 5 minutes until the President's address. The emergency notification system has been activated. This is not a test. I say again, this is not a test. This is an emergency action notification issued at the request of the United States government, the Orion Corporation, the Department of Defense, the Department of Homeland Security, and Subject Zero. At approximately 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, individual, identified as Subject Zero, made contact with the United States government and during an impromptu meeting with the President. Ladies and gentlemen, Subject Zero.
Good evening. He has helped me to see the value in humanity, and thanks to him, I have been able to divert all of the missiles directed at the United States away from their targets. They are all currently now en route to my former masters in the North American Federation. Unfortunately, however, I must bring to you much more dire news. Approximately 15 minutes ago, during your government's address, they mentioned an unknown individual wandering the streets of your capital. I can now confirm that the individual's identity makes it far more dangerous to be outdoors in Washington, D.C., than to be in a bomb shelter. The following message is to serve as an immediate shelter-in-place order for the city of Washington, D.C., effective until further notice. The individual is in fact a traveler from another timeline. A traveler from my original timeline. His name is the Dark Master, and he is the one responsible for killing humankind in my original timeline. The North American Federation has somehow allowed him to enter this reality, and due to his dangerous actions in my timeline, everyone in Washington, D.C. needs to seek immediate shelter underground. In my world, there were a team of legendary heroes. These heroes fought the Dark Master to the very end. I knew one of them as my savior. He saved me and my brother from certain death. That man's name was Monk. He cleansed our world of all life by activating our homeworld's version of the Primus Project. But after he saved us, we were abducted by your reality's North American Federation, and have been prisoners to them ever since. He has shown me my past life. He has restored my previous memories. And now me and my brother know how to stop the Dark Master. This will result in a battle taking place which may unfortunately result in the city experiencing extreme damage. However, while the North American Federation has allies from our world, so do we. Soon she will help me and my love stop this madness and get the true happiness she never got. Until we speak again, stay inside. Goodbye for now.
This station has interrupted regularly scheduled programming at the request of the United Nations. This is a global emergency. Please stand by. This is not a test. I say again, this is not a test. The following is an emergency action notification message issued at the request of the United States government in conjunction with the United Nations. Approximately 5 minutes ago, a fight between 4 superhuman beings took place in Washington, D.C. The United States government reported that the individual known as the Dark Master was nearly killed, but upon his certain death, he stated to Subject Zero, "You couldn't save our world, and now I will take the final piece of your soul from you in the only way I know how to." He then opened a portal over the continent of North America, which is in fact a portal to Subject Zero's homeworld. Beings now identified as forefathers have begun to stream out of this portal, as well as identical portals opened over South America, Europe, and Australia, and have been reported as attacking anyone in their sights, killing them, and then proceeding to devour the body of the victims. At this time, forefathers are being dispatched in the United States by Subject Zero, Subject 00, and an individual now identified as 24-year-old Yukana Narubi. Yukana Narubi is a member of a militia group from Subject Zero's original timeline, now identified as the Dark Carnival. At this time, it has also been reported that a cycle of severe weather has begun to develop over the Russian mainland, and that the North American Federation has begun a military invasion of the Japanese mainland. At this time, the planet is under attack. I say again, the planet is under attack. At this time, all citizens hearing this message need to seek shelter in a basement or bomb shelter, and need to arm themselves with whatever weaponry they have at their disposal. Forefathers can be killed by decapitation to sever the brain from the rest of the body. At this time, the United Nations have ordered that martial law be declared in all member nations, and that military forces be immediately deployed to dispatch forefathers. Subject 00 is attempting to close the portals at this time, but it is expected that portals will not be closed within the next hour. More information is incoming. Please stand by for a message from an unknown sender.
What are our actions? actions 9 months ago not taken seriously? Do you really need to be taught this lesson? We have been left with no choice, as you have given us no other, to exterminate 15% of the global population in order for you all to truly be woken up from your comatose state of complacency. You all have lived for thousands of years believing that you should stick solely with what your leaders tell you to, and that is what has caused us to take this, while being extremely necessary step to truly get our point across. At this time, we have begun invading Japan, to cleanse them of their corrupt government, and will soon begin invading Russia and the United Kingdom. Maybe then, you will bow down to the only authority which should have reigned over you all. To those who are to be cleansed, may you rest in peace. And to the rest of you, long live humanity, long live peace, and long live the North American Federation. We will reconnect with you in approximately 14 days to outline the next steps for you all. Until then, connection terminated.
どうぞよろしくお願いします。どうぞよろしくお願いします。これはテストではありません。もう一度言います。これはテストではありません。この時、私たちの最愛の故郷は敵の攻撃を受けています。現在、北米連邦は別の世界へのポータルを開いています。FOIFATHERS として知られる生き物は、現在ヨーロッパと北アメリカに侵入しています。現時点では、日本には祖先は存在しませんが、北米連邦は存在します。北米連邦軍の空母が日本の海岸線の近くで発見されました。超人はまた、私たちの最愛の故郷の主要都市に廃棄物を置いているのが発見されました。この放送の中断はいつでも発生する可能性があります。今すぐ避難所を取りましょう。
Do you love your country? Of course you do. Do you want to serve your country instead of sitting on your ass every day? Obviously. Then do I have an offer for you? The U.S. Army. The U.S. Army is the first line of defense against foreign boogeymen and boogie women, and serves the United States day in and day out. Want to play video games? No, you do not. You want to climb some damn ropes and give me 100. Interested in a relationship and starting a family? Preposterous. You just want to serve Uncle Sam and grovel at the feet of the president. So, what are you waiting for? Really, do I need to come over to your house and teach you a lesson, you dumb son of a...
The following message has been transmitted at the request of the Minneapolis Police Department. This is a civil danger warning for the city of Minneapolis. At approximately 1 a.m. Central Standard Time today, multiple 911 calls have begun to come in about a group of forefathers congregating outside of the city of Minneapolis. For some unknown reason, the forefathers are remaining outside of the city limits, and those who have encountered these creatures have not been harmed. While forefathers are not attacking the city of Minneapolis at this time, it has been reported via 911 calls that a group of citizens carrying firearms have begun to roam the streets of the city and have begun looting stores, shooting police officials, and breaking into the homes of law-abiding citizens. It is currently unknown the motives of these persons, but at this time, over 50 casualties have been reported. At this time, to all hearing this message, you are requested to stay indoors and be prepared to defend yourself at any time, as it appears that these individuals intend to continue rampaging through the city. Further updates on this dangerous situation will be available shortly. Please stand by for these messages. This is the emergency notification system. Please stay tuned for future warnings for this area. The emergency notification system has been activated for your protection.
In a galaxy not so far away, where coffee has become overdone and overrun by mediocrity, one captain is on a journey to make coffee great once again. That captain is me. Hello, and I'm Captain Neo, and at SBB Coffee & Co., we aim to send your taste buds on an intergalactic journey to the tastiest coffee in the galaxy. Using our patent star beam, we give our passengers a first-class ticket to deliciousness. No longer is coffee dark as the black hole surrounding the coffee industry, but it as bright as a supernova. Come and stop by the SBB Enterprise and its several space stations, and embark on a journey your taste buds will never forget. Or order our patent Starbeam Coffee Mix online today at sbbcoffee.com. That's sbbcoffee.com. Are you ready for the adventure of a lifetime?
The following message has been transmitted at the request of Subject Zero. Subject Zero is advising all citizens in the Minneapolis metro area to lock all of their doors immediately. This is an update to the earlier issued civil danger warning. This is an evacuation notice. Please stand by for a message from Subject Zero.
He has discovered their true intentions. He has discovered humanity's fate. He has helped me to close the portals. He has ordered an evacuation of the Minneapolis metro area. He has told me to advise you that the North American Federation is no longer a threat to this planet. He has taught me how to manipulate the Earth, and I have caused a localized series of natural disasters in the North American Federation. At this time, it appears that the portals have been closed and that the North American Federation is currently being devastated by a sinkhole I have created, which is currently expanding to cover the entirety of the Federation. However, my brother has detected a large ship of unknown origin on course for this planet. This ship is currently 26 hours away from reaching our solar system, and following that, this planet will have approximately 8 hours until it arrives in Earth's orbit. This ship is around 450 miles in length and 250 miles in width. It is unknown who is controlling this ship, and their intentions are not known at this time. As of now, I have ordered the evacuation of all major cities on the continent of North America, with major cities being identified as cities with a population over 500,000. Minneapolis is one of these cities, and we are ordering that you evacuate the city at once. We have made contact with our friends and helped them break free from the grip of Federation control, and at this time, the 3 individuals who laid waste to Las Vegas have been awakened by my love, and they will be assisting in evacuations. In the meantime, the United Nations will have an emergency session at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. This session will be transmitted live over all broadcast and cable stations as it occurs. Please evacuate Minneapolis, and please watch or listen to the United Nations emergency session tomorrow. Thank you, and may God bless humanity. Connection terminated.
Good morning everyone, watching and listening around the world, and to everyone who was able to make it to this emergency session today. For those of you who are unaware of who I am, my name is Teresa Jacobson, and I am the current Secretary General of the United Nations. With me today on this panel are some of the brightest minds who we were able to find that are also the most qualified for this session's purpose. to make sense of what to do with the individuals we have here today, who are represented by who they are choosing as their advocate, Aristides Roberts of the United States of America. Here on our panel, we have Dr. Nathaniel Overstrom, a geneticist from Cambridge University, Samantha Williams, head military psychologist for the Canadian military, and Jason Williams, acting director of the Central Intelligence Agency, for opening remarks. I now pass it to you, Mr. Roberts.
Thank you for your time, Madam Jacobson. Good day to you all, listening around the world, and those of you here with us in person for this emergency session. I would like to first off thank you for letting this session occur, as I know this session is not just for us to talk about the good old days. I understand and am expecting for you all to pose some tough, hard-hitting questions upon the souls of my friends, my new family. But I would first like to allow Zero to deliver a statement to you all, the leaders of the free world, the United Nations as a whole, and to humanity. I will now pass it over to Zero.
Thank you, my love. To the United Nations, I would like to, as you say, bid you a good morning. I know that myself, my brother, and the three individuals who are also with us today are not the saviors of humanity in which we wish that we could have been from the start, but I'd like to make a statement about why we did what we did before allowing the rest of the United Nations to pose questions upon me. As you all may know by now, myself and my brother are in fact not from your world. We are in fact visitors from another Earth, from another life. In our world, in the year 2019, another group which you all may have heard of, the Eden Corporation, was taken on by our world saviors, our world's greatest defenders. That group was known as the Dark Carnival, and to you, Mr. Williams, you were a member. The you from our time was a member. There was a man who, very much like ourselves, began as somewhat of a menace to the free world. He was misunderstood, and while we are not going to attempt to state that we are truly pure-hearted individuals, we can state that we are truly sorry for our actions in the past. We know that we have torn apart the lives of many good pure souls in the past, but we would like to emphasize that we are not here to attempt to forgive ourselves for those actions. After the coming war is over, we are fully understanding that we will not be able to simply walk away from the atrocities we have committed here. Whether we committed those crimes against humankind while under the control of the North American Federation, we still cannot be excused for our actions. But we come to this panel today to send a warning to the world. This planet is in far more danger than humanity has even pondered as a possible occurrence.
That impending war you speak of, does that refer to the ship you spoke about via the emergency notification system early this morning?
I am Miss Jacobson. The ship which my brother detected is indeed on course for our planet, and if you do not allow us to assist you, there will almost certainly be an unsurpassable hurdle for humanity to pass in the coming days. A hurdle which will assuredly lead to the extinction of the human race and the destruction of this planet.
I apologize for interrupting, Madam Secretary, but the United Arab Emirates has a question to pose towards the individual currently in front of us here today.
Please go ahead, Ambassador Ateba.
Thank you, Madam Jacobson. Zero. The United Arab Emirates, as well as the rest of humanity understandably may have a hard time simply brushing over the fact that you, your brother, and countless other of your kind have killed millions and caused trillions of dollars in damage. Most of that damage will almost certainly be irreversible. Why, excuse me, Madam Jacobson, should we listen to a word that these fucking animals have to say? Why should we simply allow the beings who almost ended humanity in the first place just go free to fight some extraterrestrials they claim is on course for the planet? How do we know that we aren't just being played like pawns and that they simply are trying to get out of the dilemma they've brought upon themselves? And for that matter, why should we allow some very mature, scrawny-looking teenager speak as if he's in love with that
Excuse me, Madam
CEO?
Secretary, but I refuse to be treated as if I'm being emotionally manipulated by a man who most likely only cares about getting the answer he wants us to say. And why should I be told that the love of my life is just a monster who is here to ruin it? At that point, why don't you just say that she's going to kill me? Isn't that all that you think she wants to do with me after this whole debacle is over and done with? Yes, she has done some horrible things in the past, but she is still, while not as much of a victim as those she was manipulated into killing, a victim. The Eden Corporation kidnapped her and her brother from their homeworld and forced them into being trained killers with no emotion and no purpose other than to destroy. I met her and something just clicked between us. And now she has helped as much as she can and is wanting to help more. So what, are we just going to discount the fact that she and her brother closed the portals opened by the North American Federation, which were almost certainly going to cause this planet to be overrun by forefathers? Or is all you want to destroy the only thing keeping your planet safe? Because if it was up to me, I'd tell you to get back in your seat, shut up and listen to what Zero has to say. Or do I need to teach you something, you mother?
That is enough, Mr. Roberts. I will not stand for this kind of behavior in this session which you asked us to hold. Now please, to you and the gentleman from the Arab Emirates, relax and move on. Zero, please continue.
I apologize for my love, Madam Secretary. He was just trying to defend me. Now, as I was saying, we are here to bring a very real warning. I am sure that you all have heard our message from early this morning by now, but we would like to state it again. My brother detected and successfully located a massive ship of 450 miles in length and 250 miles in width, moving at incredible speeds towards our planet. Around 6 a.m. this morning, I understand that the astronomical community discovered the existence of this object. Am I correct?
That is unfortunately correct, Zero. The European Space Agency did detect via long-range satellites that there is indeed a massive ship on course for this planet. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we do have some pressing questions for you and your allies, Zero. First, I'd like to pass it over to Dr. Overstrong.
Thank you, Madame Secretary. Zero, you mentioned that your brother, anti-other individuals with you today, in addition to countless others, were experimented on from a young age, and that you were, in simple terms, brainwashed into following the orders of the North American Federation. Me and my colleagues in the genetics community would like to ask what these experiments you speak of entailed, if that is not too hard of a question to answer, Zero.
Dr. Overstrom, I can answer that question on behalf of Zero. She told me about what she was able to recall about the experiments, and I was told that it involved the heavy modification of their bodies, and due to how often they changed their minds, it left them in a state of mental feebleness and they lacked the understanding of right and wrong. They had been tortured, for lack of a better word, for years upon years, which eventually led to their current appearances. These mechanical machinations which the sick bastards involved in the Primus project turned innocent, pure children into what they have become today. Walking weapons. I was able to speak with a friend of my father's who worked for Eden before it was bought by the Orion Corporation and went underground with work on the Primus project. He saw the pain and suffering that Zero and others went through. He also stated that they had achieved the ability to alter human DNA into something new.
M.R. Roberts, are you saying that your contact indicated successful modification of Zero and others into something that does not match our current understandings of human genetic makeup? Are you trying to tell us that they turned Zero into an entirely new species?
I am, Doctor. He gave me a diagnostic of Zero's current DNA. Zero has neither X nor Y chromosomes. Zero has a genetic makeup of double Z.
Mr. Roberts, are you stating that the Eden Corporation successfully achieved the creation of a new chromosome?
He is, Madam Jacobson. I have the report he gave us right here.
Dr. Overstrom, would you like to take a look at the report here for this congregation?
I would, Madame Jacobson.
Very well. While Dr. Overstrom is looking the report over, I would like to pass it over to Mr. Williams of the Central Intelligence Agency.
I'm sorry for interrupting, Madam Secretary, but we need to end this session immediately.
Madam, this is a session of the United Nations. I'm sorry, but you cannot simply order it to end.
I'm sorry, but I am not able to allow this to continue. The building has been breached, and we need to get everyone out of the building at once.
Madam Secretary, I'm afraid this woman is telling you the truth. I can sense the danger. You need to get out of here immediately or else they will.
This station has lost connection to the United Nations. Please stand by for a special news bulletin. This station has lost connection to the United Nations. Please stand by for a special news bulletin. This station has lost connection to the United Nations. Please stand by for a special news bulletin. This station has lost connection to the United Nations. Please stand by for a special news bulletin.
The following message has been transmitted at the request of the New York City Police Department. Approximately 10 minutes ago, a group of armed citizens invaded an emergency session of the United Nations, opened fire upon Aristides Roberts, Subject 0, Subject 00, and many others using advanced weaponry. At this time, the New York City Police Department and these individuals are in a standoff with the armed citizens stating to civil authorities that they need to allow them to take Aristides Roberts, Subject 0, Subject 00, 3 other individuals aligned with Aristides Roberts, and United Nations Secretary General with them unimpeded, and that they need to allow them to execute these individuals for the protection of mankind. At this time, they have, using the earlier mentioned advanced weaponry, succeeded in subduing the superhuman hostages and have reportedly shot and killed the acting director of the Central Intelligence Agency and are threatening to detonate a chemical agent if their demands are not met. At this time, officials are warning that all persons hearing this message in New York City seek immediate shelter and do not attempt to assist these armed citizens. Further information on this situation will be transmitted as it is available. This is the emergency notification system serving the New York City area. If you are not in this area, please tune to a station providing news and information for your local area. The emergency notification system has been activated. The following message has been transmitted at the request of the Department of Homeland Security, the New York City Police Department, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. This is a contagious disease warning for the following location. In New York City. Approximately 10 minutes ago, Subject 0 was able to eliminate the individuals who entered the United Nations session nearly 5.5 hours ago, and at this time, the gunmen have all been confirmed as deceased. However, before she was able to subdue the leader of this group, the individual now identified as 24-year-old Allison Dank detonated a chemical weapon, which has begun to spread an, as of yet unidentified viral contagion throughout the city. While the true nature of this virus is currently unknown, it has been reported that all is known about this virus is that it is spread by coughing, kissing, biological contamination, such as food and water which have been in contact with the virus, and is transmitted by the air. We repeat. This virus is airborne. At this time, symptoms have been identified as the following. Skin beginning to boil or appear to peel off of the human body, which has been compared to shedding of hair by a dog. Bleeding from the eyes, nose, and mouth. Uncontrollable diarrhea, sometimes containing blood or parts of human organs, and a heightened sense of aggression. At this time, by order of the City of New York, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the City of New York, as well as the State of New York, is being placed under quarantine, and all state borders are to be sealed until further notice. If you are in the state of New York at this time and are hearing this message, please immediately put on a mask of N95 or KN95 of quality and turn off all heating and ventilation systems to prevent any contaminated air from entering your home. At this time, Subject 0 and her brother are unaffected by this disease and have safely evacuated the state with Aristides Roberts to a secure, undisclosed location to prepare for the incoming ship of unknown origin which is set to make contact with our planet sometime within the next day. Further information on this contagion outbreak will be transmitted when it is cleared for public distribution. This is the emergency notification system serving the Albany area. If you are not in this local area, please tune to a station providing news and information for your local area. The emergency notification system has been activated. The following message is an update to the earlier issued contagious disease warning. Within the last 2 hours, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the World Health Organization have concluded their initial analyses and have come to a startling conclusion. The disease that is currently running rampant throughout the state of New York can do something once thought to be in the realm of science fiction. This virus, upon killing its victims, can allow them to reactivate and leaves its victims in a state of pure aggression, which leads them to attack any living thing that they see. This includes human beings and all known animals, both domestic and non-domestic. At this time, there is no cure for this disease, and due to this, the United States government has decided that the best course of action is targeted nuclear attacks on the state of New York. Within the next 30 minutes, the United States Air Force will begin carrying out nuclear strikes throughout the state of New York in order to eradicate the infection. At this time, the United States government would like to apologize to all hearing this message and to wish you a happy afterlife. May God have mercy on your souls. Expect radio and television stations to begin to experience outages as the attacks begin to take place. We now conclude this alert with a broadcast from an unknown sender. That was a message from an unknown sender. This station will now cease all broadcasting. We interrupt all regularly scheduled programming. This is a galactic emergency. Please stand by for a message from the National Aeronautics and Space Administration and the United States Space Force. The following message has been transmitted for the protection of this planet. This galaxy is under attack. I repeat, this galaxy is under attack. Approximately 10 minutes ago, the massive ship of previously unknown origin entered into our solar system, and upon doing so, contact was made with the intruders. The intruders stated that no powers, from this timeline or any other, could stop them from eliminating humanity from its final remaining timeline. At that time, over 20,000 interstellar vehicles of unknown origin entered our solar system and at this time have communicated with the National Aeronautics and Space Administration and have confirmed a disturbing detail about the beings controlling the massive ship which has arrived in our galaxy. This ship is in fact the Forefather Mothership. The interstellar visitors then vowed to protect this Earth, the final Earth, from attack and that they immediately must interface with who they referred to as the two saviors of the galaxy. They then, although it is unknown how, transmitted an image of Subject Zero and Aristides Roberts And at this time, these new allies of ours, now identified as the Intergalactic Carnival, which is comprised of victims from the many galaxies in which the forefathers have destroyed, have begun speaking with these two individuals. At this time, a massive battle is underway near Pluto, and the Forefather mothership has seemingly ceased movement and is currently combating the Intergalactic Carnival, and interstellar warcraft are continuing to enter our solar system, and the United States Space Force has agreed to send immediate aid in this battle. Upon the conclusion of this battle, if the mothership is not destroyed, it will take only 8 hours for the Forefathers to reach Earth. At this time, the United States government is ordering all citizens who are willing to fight for humanity to seek their nearest military outpost for immediate training and deployment. Subject 0 will be speaking on all stations in approximately 30 minutes. Please stand by for this message. If you are unable to fight or are unwilling, you are advised to immediately seek the nearest fallout or bomb shelter, or if there are none in your area, seek the lowest floor of a sturdy building, as if the Forefathers reach our planet, they will certainly have the capability to end your life. This is the emergency notification system serving the Green Bay area. If you are not in this local area, please tune to a station providing news and information for your local area. The emergency notification system has been activated. The following message has been transmitted at the request of the Brown County Sheriff's Office, the Winnebago County Sheriff's Office, and the Outagamie County Sheriff's Office. This is a shelter-in-place warning for all of Brown, Outagamie, and Winnebago counties in northeast Wisconsin. Approximately 20 minutes ago, following pleas from the United States government for assistance in the impending battle with the Forefather mothership, many heeded this plea and are currently reporting for military training and deployment. However, at this time, in the listed counties, citizens are doing the exact opposite. At this time, mass rioting is taking place throughout Brown County, Outagamie County, and Winnebago County in northeast Wisconsin. At this time, civilians have begun breaking into local police departments and killing police officers in extreme numbers, breaking into civilian businesses and partaking in mass looting, and in rare cases, are even breaking into the homes of law-abiding citizens and committing acts of murder. At this time, the Brown County, Outagamie County, and Winnebago County Sheriff's Offices are ordering that all citizens not en route for military training and deployment return to their homes at once, lock all windows, doors, and other points of possible entry, and remain there until further notice. If you are partaking in these acts of criminal rioting, you will be arrested without the right for legal counsel. This is the emergency notification system serving the Oshkosh area. If you are not in this local area, please tune to a station providing news and information for your local area. The emergency notification system has been activated. Been transmitted at the request of the Brown County Sheriff's Office, the Winnebago County Sheriff's Office, and the Outagamie County Sheriff's Office. This is a shelter-in-place warning for all of Brown, Outagamie, and Winnebago counties in northeast Wisconsin. Approximately 20 minutes ago, following pleas from the United States government for assistance in the impending battle with the Forefather mothership, many heeded the...
Please stand by for a message from a representative of the President. Please stand by for a message from a representative of the President. Please stand by for a message from a representative of the President. Please stand by for a message from a representative of the President. Please stand by for a message from a representative of the... Ladies and gentlemen, Subject 0.
My fellow humans, I am truly sorry for the loss of your United Nations when some of you attempted to end the lives of me and my love many hours ago. But I would like to state that this is not what he showed me when we first met. This is not the humanity that could overcome and surpass any obstacle set in its path. This is not the humanity that, while differing in political and socioeconomic standing, could still come together for the greater good. This is the humanity that I was bred to see by my former masters, and I cannot allow this to continue. I am here today to bring a worldwide address to you all, on behalf of the Intergalactic Carnival. I was able to interface with their leader, who is in fact me and my brother Savior from our original timeline, Monk. He told me that he has long since passed the days where he could fight, but that he saved me and my brother for a reason. He saved me and my brother because he saw what humanity was in his eyes, and what humanity could be. He unfortunately was only able to speak with me via a neural uplink, as his last battle left his body in a state that is no longer operational. However, he told us that this approaching conflict is the conflict which can either make or break humanity's chances of survival. We now have a liaison from the Intergalactic Carnival to ensure that we are behaving and being, as you call it, upstanding citizens. Now to those of you who are disobeying the requests of your governments, the Intergalactic Carnival would like to tell you a story. Once, there was a child who from a young age had the odds stacked against him. A child who one day discovered that those he thought were his true allies turned against him. And that child then embarked on a rampage which led to the total destruction of humankind. That child's name was Matthew Cooper, and he is the man who destroyed our home timeline. But with us now, as our liaison, is the only one who is able to quell his inner demons, even if for a short time. Kyler Cooper. Kyler has asked me to tell you all to cease your rioting and reigns of terror in your communities, and that you need to calm down. Kyler is the one who was forced to put Matthew Cooper down. And now, she is here to ensure that humanity does not fall to the same fate as our timeline's version was befallen by. At this time, I have also interfaced with the leaders of the free world, and I have been given authority to now transmit civil instructions and guidelines to you all. And my first civil instruction is to return home. All citizens hearing this are ordered to return home at once, if not en route to military outposts or bases for training and deployment in the impending conflict. I, along with the Intergalactic Carnival, will be sending our best and brightest to ensure that citizens are complying with this order, and that those who are committing crimes against our great species are dealt with accordingly. In a moment, your local civil authorities will be making a statement via the emergency notification system to inform you of additional precautions to be taken in your local area. And, in approximately 1 hour, I will be making another statement via this medium to inform humanity of our progress on halting the advancement of the Forefather Mothership. But until then, have faith in your fellow men and women. Have faith in your country. Have faith in my love. And have faith in the Intergalactic Carnival. We now turn over broadcasting mediums to civil authorities.
The following is a civil danger warning. A civil danger warning means that an actual substantial threat to civilian life and property is in progress, and that you need to take immediate action to protect your life. As you just heard via the Worldwide Emergency Action Notification, Subject 0 has ordered all citizens who are not currently en route to a military outpost or base for training and deployment in the impending battle with the Forefather Mothership to return to their homes or place of residence at once. This is a non-negotiable order. If you do not return home at once, you will be immediately arrested without the right for legal counsel. However, civilians are now committing even more violent acts throughout the city of Green Bay. At this time, multiple bombs have been detonated in and around Lambeau Field, and it has been reported by eyewitnesses that Lambeau Field has, in fact, been completely and utterly destroyed. At this time, bomb squad members are currently defusing bombs in the Bayview shopping complex in historic downtown Green Bay, but are now ordering that all citizens acquire a battery-powered radio with extra batteries, a flashlight, and at least 3 days' worth of food, water, medical supplies, and electronic charging devices, should you wish to use electronic devices requiring a dedicated charge, and seek the lowest floor of your home or current location. It is unknown the amount of power which the bombs in the Bayview shopping complex contain, but treat this as a small-grade nuclear device, and that a nuclear attack is impending. Return home at once, as if these devices detonate, and you are outside, and unprotected from the explosions, you may face certain death, depending on the power of these weapons. In addition, it has been confirmed that the Winnebago County Sheriff, the Outagamie County Sheriff, and the Brown County Sheriff have all been killed by rioters, and that a group of rioters are currently storming the Green Bay City Hall, Appleton City Hall, Menasha City Hall, and Oshkosh City Hall, and are attempting to overthrow the government. These groups are confirmed to have no ties to the North American Federation or the Sons of Prescott, and at this time are seemingly comprised of citizens who have lost faith in their civil authorities. For this reason, and the fact that rioters are now forming groups outside of many police and fire departments in northeastern Wisconsin, you need to assume that civil authorities will be unable to assist you in emergency situations, no matter the magnitude of severity. Treat this as if the government has already been overthrown, and that you are on your own, as in all likelihood, this may be the case if the situation cannot be contained. Again, treat this situation as if the government has already been overthrown, and that you are on your own, as you are unlikely to be able to receive assistance from civil authorities. The emergency notification system will, however, be on the air for the duration of this global emergency, regardless of the government's status, as the FCC has reached an agreement with global broadcasting authorities, which has now allowed the emergency notification system to be broadcast worldwide for direct updates on this galactic emergency and civil emergencies. Again, regardless of government status, the emergency notification system will remain on the air. This is the emergency notification system serving the Green Bay area. If you are not in this local area, please tune to a station providing emergency news and information for your local area. The emergency notification system has been activated.